Thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring today's video. Squarespace is the all-in-one website platform for entrepreneurs to stand out and succeed online. Whether you're just starting out or managing a growing brand, Squarespace makes it easy to create a beautiful website, engage with your audience, and sell anything from products to content to time all in one place, all on your terms. Squarespace cutting-edge design offers a complete library of professionally designed website templates that empowers anyone to build a beautiful, more personalized website tailored to their unique needs. No experience required. Onboarding is fast and simple. All of the tools you need to engage your subscribers, drive sales, and simplify your audience management are right at your fingertips. Set up automated emails to build connections while saving time, and easily integrate your products into email templates to drive sales and increase site traffic. Check out squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/oliviareadsalatte to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Hello you guys, welcome to back to the channel. We are going to be doing another episode of Read It or Unhaul It, and I'm very excited because we are tackling these shelves that accidentally turned into bookshelves. So I have a record player back there, and I have this storage for my records. However, I didn't have enough records to fill it up. Obviously, I bought it with the assumption I will fill it up as the years go on, and I am currently doing that, but apparently not at a fast enough rate that I replaced the empty space with books because books are everywhere in my house, and I really want them to have their place. Like, maybe I'll display some books, you know, in the living room or whatever, but I don't want them to just be spilling out everywhere. It's driving me a little bonkers. So we are going to dedicate this episode to reading specifically books off of here, and I do have a method to the madness. I am going to do a number generator, and that's how we're going to select it, but I need to figure out how many of these I have not read, because there are some that I've read over there, because I just don't have anywhere to put them yet, but over here is like completely unread. Okay, we have 53 books. It was more. I did a TBR video, if you want to check that out. I'm going to be reading those books this month as well. That'll be in its own little separate vloggy vlog. But I picked 6 books off of this already 50. Did I say 53? We're saying 53 because I'm not counting it again. So we're going to generate 15. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, okay. So the first book is You Are Fatally Invited, and this is an aardvark book. I do have that book box as well. We don't have to discuss if I should. I feel that I should. So this is a brand new thriller from them, actually. I believe this was last month's pick, and it is, what's the little blurb? I always love to tell y'all this because it sums it up the best. But this is an exclusive thriller writer's retreat hosted on a private island turns lethal when one of the authors is found murdered in this twisty locked room mystery. I do love a locked room mystery. I also love the bookmarks that they include as well. And yeah, so far with Aardvark, their choices have been a hit with me. So I'm excited to see about this one. Currently, just in my own downtime, I am reading a big old fantasy, so kind of perfect that we have a different genre going right now because I need that. I need to read different genres. So, our first book. Let's go. This is cute. Hello, you guys. It is a little bit later. Secured a coffee, and it is slowly getting darker and darker outside. It is supposed to be super stormy like all week, so wonderful. Perfect ambiance for this book. So I did not make it far in before sleep took me over, but I did read the prologue-ish thing in the first chapter. The dramatics, the tone of this is very dramatic, and I love it. Like, dramatic in a self-aware way, not in, like, overly dramatic for no reason way. So, already having a good time. It is set up, like, the first chapter, we are on the dock, or the pier, I suppose. It's more like a dock, though, because it's very small, and it's like this little rinky-dink boat, and they're all kind of, like, each author that's going to be here is slowly one by one forming into the line, getting there, talking. You can already sense some tension. There's some people that know each other, but other people don't know that they know each other, and we don't know what their relation is, and it doesn't seem like things are good, so that's intriguing. It just feels like this feels like it would be in the Knives Out universe. That's what this feels like. So the author apparently is very reclusive, like doesn't do interviews, has never done signings, has never done any front-facing things for his books, but he is like well-known, very respected in the community, and all of these people, the thing they have in common is they really like him or his works or, you know, his authorship, whatever. So they're all very excited for that. They all got these invitations to come to his house, his retreat for writing. And so they're all getting there, getting on the boat, and they're about to head on over. So I love the setup of this. I thought that the atmosphere is very, like, moody, but for the audience, kind of, like, lighter. This doesn't feel like it's going to be a dark thriller, which I'm just coming off having read the new Ashley Winstead, which was very heavy. So I do like a little bit of a more... This seems like it may be more of a dark comedy, or truly, I don't know how else to describe this, but it does give me the comedic aspects of a Knives Out. It also kind of reminds me of Ready or Not, where it's light, but we are talking about, like, you know, murder and all the things. So I don't know. I'm excited to get further into it. That is my plan. I got to do just a little bit of editing, and then we will be diving into this. And I do think, just from the writing style, this would be such an easy book to fly through. So that's kind of my plan at this point. Hello, everybody. Why did I say that like this was a new video? Anyways, hi, I'm back. It's dark, stormy, and gloomy outside, so that's why this is looking the way it is. Maybe I can change it a little bit. We've got little Miss Ginger right behind y'all, so she's off directing right here, as you can see, making sure everything looks great, except the lighting is not. However, we move forward. I made it about 50% in here, I want to say. I'm on chapter 30, page 179, and this is definitely a good time. I'm having a good little time with this. I really struggled at first with the writing. I don't know why. It just felt so different than the typical thriller writing style that I'm used to, but it's grown on me. I think I just needed to settle in with it. I've been reading a ton of fantasy lately, and so my theory truly is that I get so used to one writing style because I'm in it for like 700 pages versus this for 360, I think. And it takes a lot longer to get into the 700 page, but like once you're in there, you're in it for so much longer than this that my brain is used to the fantasy writing style, because all authors have their different styles, but I feel like in the genres, they're a little bit more similar. Anyways, that's all to say, I don't think there's anything wrong with the writing style. It was me, not her. I would definitely recommend this so far if you enjoy like locked room mysteries, if you like, you know, the idea of all these authors going to a retreat on an island and then bury it and then there were none vibes occur. There's a storm happening. There's a murder afoot. Like, it's just a good little time. I mean, for me, not for them. And I do like it. Now, with all that being said, do I really need to keep it? I don't know. I will say my problem with aardvark books is they're so soft. Like, I love them. I was just talking about this on Sprints. The pages on the inside don't feel any kind of way to me. I like the way the book of the month pages feel because they're like rougher, which I don't know if that's a good or bad indicator of like quality. I don't care. I like the tactile feeling of that. But these books from Aardvark are so smooth, and on the actual book itself, it's so like it's like they use the nicest, smoothest water from a glacier in Alaska. It's just so, I love it. So I may keep it because I do have like a mini aardvark shelf going. But then I also think, is that really why I would want to keep a book? Probably not. But I do kind of want to make the record player bookshelf into my aardvark bookshelf. Because I'm doing some rearranging of the bookshelves, which is why I'm trying to read so many books and like decide do or die, are you staying or leaving? So yes, it is supposed to be super stormy today, like tornado central. So I have Annabeth preemptively inside. That's my tortoise, if y'all are tuning in for the first time. I have a Russian tortoise. She's just about 16. She lives outside, but not today because there's a tornado, and that's not Toto to me, okay? And then we have Ginger right here, Jake right there, our closet to get into if there's a tornado right there. All the windows open so I can see. And I am gonna sit down now, drink my coffee. I lit my pumpkin candle because, listen, I don't like reading thrillers in the fall. Fantasy is like what I predominantly read in the fall. But I love to have a pumpkin candle going when I'm reading thrillers in the spring and summer. Spring and summer are where I thrive with thrillers. I don't know why. But I'm glad I'm reading this now because I think I'm giving it the best chance. Oh my gosh. The best chance. But I'm probably gonna go finish it, to be honest, because I feel like there's not a lot left. We've just got a few more murders we could take care of. And then the big old reveal. But this is very much like a Agatha Christie Knives Out adjacent situation, but paced like a thriller. Like, it's happening very quickly, and I do enjoy that. We're not really dallying too much, and I think that that's good. I definitely thought that this would be too long for a thriller. 360 pages is kind of long to me, but it's not. It doesn't feel that way, at least. Maybe we'll get to a lull where I'm like, okay, girl. My thing that always happens with thrillers that are like this, where there's someone doing something the whole book, and you know you have your villain reveal. I can't stand a speech. I can't stand a speech. Now, if we're doing something campy, like Is it You're Not Supposed to Die or You're Supposed to Die Tonight, or You're Not Supposed to Die Tonight? One of those two. I'll pop it up here. When we had our little villain reveal, gagged. Liked that. Because it's campy. It's fun. It's enjoyable. But when it's like a serious thriller, I suppose, I don't like it. I don't like it because I'm just kind of like, okay, it's giving Bond villain. And here's my truth. I love dad fiction. I love dad movies. They're my preferred things. However, I'm not a James Bond girl. Oh, I'm not. It's my truth. So let me go finish this book and I'll get back to you with my thoughts. Okay, the book is done. Dang. Shiny. I finished it and I'm giving it 5 stars. That had me hooked. It started out a little rough for me, and I think it was really just me in this instance. But man, when it got going, and when literally I don't want to spoil it because it's so worth reading. I highly, highly recommend. I would even say, if you need someone to tell you, go ahead and go buy that book. I'm doing that right now. Because I think this is so good. I think there's a lot of potential. Ginger liked it as well, as she's telling you. And it was just great. If you like mysteries and thrillers, this is like that combined. Because I do think there is a distinct difference in a mystery and a thriller. Mainly based on pacing and tropes included. Thrillers, I just think they're a little bit... I feel like thrillers can lean darker and more intense, whereas mysteries, even if it's, you know, like Clue, people are dying, but it's lighthearted in a way. So, and I don't mean cozy mysteries, I just mean mysteries, but I just feel like this married the two together so well. And there's like parts of a book interspersed, and there is some, each of the chapter, like the separators, because there's chapters but then there's like sections in the book, and each section is essentially the plot diagram of this kind of book, and it was just so good. So I am gonna keep a little stack running of the books I have finished for this video, just so that I keep them all together, because I think we'll make a judgment after I have sat on them for a while, like if I want to keep them or whatnot. But for right now, I would say she will not be leaving the villa. Now I'm going to choose the next book. 52. God, I didn't want to count that much. Can I make this work for me? No, I should play by the rules. Okay. I'm gonna turn y'all around because I think it'd be fun to like watch as I do the countdown to see what book I'm gonna land on. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 5, 6, 7, 8, 39, 40, 41, 42, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52. Okay. Let me pull this book out of here, guys. I was so excited at first, and then I saw where we were going. Look, she's like, yeah, girl, you ain't going like that. Y'all know I'm not really a romance girl. Thank you to the publishers for sending me this. Thank you, Dell. But I'm not really a romance girl. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see. Because literally reading just this blurb, I'm just gonna show it to you. It includes 2 tropes that I care nothing for or about. You know what? Let's read it right now, because if it starts out with the former, I don't think I'm gonna make it to the latter. Oh, the little dedication says, "I'm sorry you'll never win at rock, paper, scissors." That's funny. No thank you to the author's note. Chapter 4. 27. Let's turn it around again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. Just kidding. What did I say? Damn, I messed it up. 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. Oh, I literally just got this today, and I do want to read it, so wonderful, wonderful. So glad that was the first one I picked. Ugh. Thank you for joining me on this journey of picking the next book. All the Other Mothers Hate Me. I don't know anything about this. I just had read something where I was like, oh, I'm gonna like this. Because it sounded like a dark comedy thriller. And judging by the back, it does seem like that's probably correct. Jessica Knoll, that's the author of Bright Young Women, which is also on this month's TBR. But the little blurb that I do love at the top to read for, like, thriller ebook specifically, says, the missing boy is 10-year-old Alfie Risby. And to be perfectly honest with you, he's a little shit. And it's too good. That is, well, we'll see if that's good, actually. That might be really bad. But I legitimately just got this today, so this is a quick turnaround time for once. Let's go ahead and go get started on it. We are going to the coffee shop to do some reading. Hello, good morning. We are still with All the Other Mothers Hate Me. I have confirmed this is a thriller indeed, but good God, it's a slow start. I mean, I'm only 40 pages in, so maybe chill out. I like the sarcastic writing so far. It's set in London, so I can't picture anything other than what the holiday showed me, so that's what we're doing there, and Love Actually. But I'm interested to see where we're going with this. Right now, she's kind of pitiful and struggling, so that sucks. But she's a mom who, her son is going to this all-boys school, and he's currently having some, like, troubles with the other boys attending. And I think his main nemesis is the one that goes missing, so womp womp. And then she was in a girl band and then left the band for unknown reasons so far, right before they made it big. So she's kind of bitter about that. And she now runs a balloon arch setup service off of the Instagrams. And I have seen those. They do very well. Kind of wild. But yeah, that's really all I've got for this so far. But it is super rainy today. I'm dedicating the day to reading. I'm reading a different book just for, like, funsies. It's dark age, so it's not fun. I mean, it is, but it's not. It's a lot of pain for everybody involved. And then this guy. So I'm going to be doing a lot of reading today. And hopefully I can get back to you with some thoughts, because I'm liking the writing style. I like the humor. I like the sarcasm. I don't know if I like our main character, but I think I kind of do, but then she does things and I'm like, no, girl, why'd you do that? You're kind of a mess. But I think it's going to make the book entertaining, so I kind of get it. But I think I need to get further in, and then we can see, because I think the real plot hasn't started yet. I feel like it's going to start when the kid that's mentioned in the blurb is missing. But I don't know if only he's missing or what. Because I'm like, how is this a thriller? I don't know. We'll have to see. Hello, you guys. I have just completed making the coffee. If you watched the weekly vlog in which I made this coffee, you would have known behind the scenes, let's say. It was really no biggie. Everything went according to someone's plan. Not mine. So I am here to say that I'm 113 pages in, and we finally got somewhere, praise God. So this is the only issue I'm finding with this thriller, is that it's not really, it's gripping me now. But for a thriller, personally, it needs to be interesting. First 50 pages. First 50 pages, it has me, we're good. But this one, like, I don't wish for the plot point to happen, but I wish for the plot point to happen. That sounds bad though, because like a kid's gone miss. But like, that's the plot. That's the plot, okay? And it took us 112 pages to get there. Now, this is what's happening. And I want to tell you this if you don't like books like this. It seems as though our main character is gonna try to turn into an amateur sleuth. Perhaps. I'll check back in and let you know if that's true or if I'm just assuming things based on literal choices she's made, but could be wrong. Doesn't happen often, but sometimes it does. I leave room for everything. I think that I have to remind myself, like, I wouldn't do well in this situation. The whole thing is, so I've told you about her. That was like the base plot that we got, and then this kid goes missing, and it turns out like her kid didn't get on with this kid, okay? So that's why she's involved in a way, because she's like, hey babe, you wouldn't have happened to do anything, would you? Like any like, or did you? And he's like, and if I did, and did. So obviously now she's like, oh my god, my child killed someone. And there's really no basis for that, for her saying that, but she's going with it. Cool. Love to have a plot for a book, I guess. I think the issue is she's doing a lot of really dumb things, but I have to remember this would be a very scary situation to be in, and I wouldn't know what to do. I'd probably be like, hello? Lawyers are us? That's about as far as I'd get. Because what do you mean? Like, I know... No. So... I think she is getting to the point where they're about to go to a meeting about this having happened at the school for the parents. Because this is a very nice, richy rich school. It's like $36,000 a year to go there. Us when the school vouchers pass. But that's neither here nor there. I don't feel any personal way about it. So I'm going to sit down with my coffee and read this as another storm rolls in. It is getting dark once again. We have grocery pickup in a few hours, so I think I'm just gonna read this until that point. I have 200 pages left, really. I think it's a fairly short thriller, which y'all know how I feel. That's as God intended. It hour-and-a-half movies, 300-page thrillers. They're the same thing, and they are meant to be. 369. Sarah, careful. But you know what? We could have cut down on a lot of this if we hadn't had so much introduction to why her past flopped, to be honest. But maybe that'll play a role in it somehow, some way. I don't really know how, but maybe it would. Because at first, the way this is reading, it was reading like it was a fiction novel that had a mystery element. But it's, I went straight to this page right here. And I said, let me check the Carfax. Subjects, thrillers. Oh. Well, I'm not thrilled. But now I am, because we're 100 pages in, and, you know, we got some investigating to do. So, that's what we're gonna go do. Also, I just wanted to include some of the books that I've been reading in the weekly vlog and other vlogs just in the background of this vlog, because any book that I'm reading, I am also placing it within the unhaul pile, maybe, or not. So I figured just add it in. So I own Dark Age. I am unhauling my copy that is not signed, and I'm gonna keep this one. But this was 5 stars. Loved it. Read it in the weekly vlog. And then I also read The Rag Picker King from the library, but I have decided I enjoyed it enough to haul the Illumicrate version, so she's in the mail. getting over here. Other than that, haven't had much more on the unhaul part. So we're gonna have to, actually, I made eye contact with these books that I really just don't want to read again. So I think we should do it. I think we should say 1, 2, 3 and then just unhaul them. Okay, 1, 2, 3. They gotta go. I unhauled them once before and they were in the pile and I was like, oh, let me not do that. But I can't even muster like fake excitement to read them. I don't know why. It's not even anything to do, I don't know anything about the series, but I read like 40% of the first one and I was like, what are we doing? What are we doing? I just did not like it. I didn't like the writing style and I thought it was really like overwritten. I was like, oh my god. There are so many words to say. It very repetitive somehow, but not in scenes and actions, just in like words. It was weird. It was weird. I didn't like it. I didn't get on with it. And I heard a lot of people say the first one wasn't great, but the other ones were. And I'm like, you know what though? That's not for me to find out. So they're gone. That makes up for hauling this one. I'm trying to unhaul 2 books for every book I read. That's like just in my noggin. Don't hold me to that. It's not a new rule. No. But now let's go read. Hello. It is 9:29 and I have just finished All the Other Mothers Hate Me. And I'm gonna give it a 3. I wish I had got it from the library. I think it's definitely a library read because it was a fun time. It's a quick read. How many days did it even take me? Like, it took me 2 days to finish this. I personally think that that's quite fast. And it was a good time. It was intriguing enough. The main character was kind of insufferable. And I did enjoy that her friend that she makes in this calls her out on that because I don't mind a main character that's annoying and growing or whatever. But when it's like every decision's the wrong decision, everything is annoying, like even just life decisions, I'm like, what are we doing? There's a turtle involved, and so many times I'm like, your son knows what he's talking about and you are doing everything wrong. I can't with you right now. Her friend called her out all the time. So did her son. So my 2 favorite characters, Jenny and Dylan. Good on them. Yeah, it wrapped up well. This is the thing. Third act, what even happened here? It like totally flew off into this whole different thing and technically it connected, but the way it was done felt so messy. If you've read a Sherry Lapina, I would recommend this because it is a domestic drama, rich people thriller kind of thing. But Sherry Lapina, I feel, in her earlier ones had this same thing of like, it turns out to be this huge spider web and then all of a sudden in the third act it crumbles in on itself and everything connects and makes sense. And it flows super well in her latest ones. I haven't read her latest book because it just did not appeal to me. The one coming out this year I may look into, but this kind of had the same feel as her earlier books where you can see the potential, you can see what we were attempting, but it just kind of missed the mark a little bit. And I don't think a 3-star, honestly, is that bad. Because it was entertaining and it was very fast paced and the writing style was good. And I think the overall mix of lit fic, thriller, mystery, and humor worked in this. And it was a good little time. So I will be unhauling it because I'm not going to keep a 3-star book on my shelf unless the cover's gorgeous, and this is not that. Also, I like never keep thrillers unless they're signed. That's just kind of... Or a Megan Miranda. Her covers are always gorgeous. That is it for this one. I suppose we need to go pick a new book, don't we? So let us put that on the pile. So far, we have 1 staying and 4 being unhauled, so I would say ratios aren't too bad. But I have snuck in a few books that I simply want to read onto the shelf that I just grabbed, namely the new Vera Wong. So let me put you right there. We're reconvening. I think I would still say, I'm gonna just put 50, because I don't remember. Random number generator. 50. Okay. Oh, must record it, lest I forget that. She's a real YouTuber. 41. What are up? What are up? You know what? I'm gonna count this way, and then I'm also gonna count this way, and we're gonna we're gonna compare the two books and see which one's better. Here's my thing. Should I count these as all one? Because it doesn't matter which one I land on, I'll have to read the next one in the series, which is that one. So probably. Anyways. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41. Ay! Another romance. Oh, we are in dangerous territory. Okay, now we're going to go the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 40, 41. Ooh, this is a fantasy I've actually had on the docket for quite some time, and I feel like it would make more sense to read this one because I've had it for so long. I am reading a fantasy for the continuing series vlog, but I think I should do it because my best friend, there's one book by this author that I have that she said I would probably like, and I feel like I could. Oh, practice makes perfect. I feel like I agree with that sentiment, but I'm not in the mood for romance at all. And I have to be in the mood for it. I'm so sorry. I'm literally gonna cheat. You know what I might do? I might rearrange these and make it to where this stack is just like out of commission. But yes, I am going to try this book, and it is a YA, so not gonna lie, I would enjoy unhauling it because I could give it to my friend for her classroom, because we always need more YA fantasy, of course. Okay, so ma'am, this is a fairly one. I am the descendant of Shango, the god of heat and fire. I am a living inferno. I am a dead girl walking. Oh, hold on. Orisha god. Well. Is this a series? Because it's kind of ironic if I'm starting a series by accident. But I am intrigued by this because the author of Wicked Fox, I enjoyed that book, and Stephanie Garber is on the front of this too. She says an explosive, powerful debut. Duet? What? That doesn't really tell me anything about the book. But I'm gonna start this one before I go to bed. Oh dear. Stay there. Hi. I have read more of Blood Scion. Now, did I read nearly as much as I thought I would yesterday? Nar. But it was a rough day, so don't even worry about it. I'm 44 pages in. I'm on to chapter 6, and we have got our plot a-brewing. So our main character, I guess we're living in this world where there were a bunch of, were they called kingdoms? It was like a bunch of different lands that were all separated, and at one point they were all ruled by, were they gods? Because we haven't really got fully into it, but essentially our main character is a thing called a scion, and scions have power. She specifically has the power of fire, and at one point these nations were ruled by these gods, and like scions were revered, but currently I can't tell if it's just like warring kingdoms or if it's like a colonization thing. I'm leaning towards the latter in this, but there's is a conscription the right word? A draft. You basically get put into this when you turn 15. And you either do or don't get called off to this training facility, and you go to fight in this war for the kingdom. I don't know if it's a kingdom, but for the group that overtook her land. And it is awful. At the very beginning, it notes what it's going to talk about thematically, and I would definitely say read that to inform yourself if you would like. But I do think it's written very well. I really enjoy the writing style. It's very fast-paced, but I also feel like the world building is super, super solid. I feel like I have a good grasp of the history only in 40 pages, which I feel is fairly impressive for a YA. Typically, it's a very YA fantasy tends to be like learn as you go. And I don't feel like it was info dumpy. I feel like it was just like very well written and well placed. All of like the lore we kind of needed to know for certain conversations and certain reactions to things to make sense. And our main character has been drafted the day after her birthday. And so she has been trying to find out where her mom and this guy disappeared to. She has a theory that the kind of like army guards of the ruling group of people probably had something to do with it, but she can't find the evidence of that. So we establish from the very beginning that she's been looking for this evidence, and then we have an interaction with one of these like army members, and it is awful. And I was also like, good for you, girl, honestly. And yeah, now we're about to, I think, get into training in the boot camp kind of situation of it. And from the synopsis, it seems like she's going to essentially use this to her advantage to rise in the ranks. And it says that Sloane rises through the ranks and gains strength, but in doing so risks something greater, losing herself entirely and becoming the very monster she abhors. And I do love a revenge kind of thing. I do enjoy kind of like infiltrating, taking them down from the inside out stories. So I think that's what we're getting into, but obviously I have not read enough. I did decide to grab the audiobook and do an immersion read where I'm following along in the physical book while listening to the audio, because there is just, first of all, the narrator has just the most wonderful accent, and it is so calming to listen to. I don't typically like many audiobooks because I feel like I always like what I come up with in my head more, but this audiobook is adding so much to the story, I feel. I'm really, really enjoying it. I would absolutely recommend. I think that there are a lot of words that I'm not personally familiar with in here, so it's helpful for me to read along with it because I do better if I can see the words. And this goes for like just new vocab words I don't know or different languages. In this case, it's the latter. And I like to be able to see them so I can see them and hear them at the same time, and it like puts the pieces together in my head for me. So I'm just having a good time with both of these together, and I am really enjoying this. I kind of feel like one of my friends would really enjoy this, so I might need to give this to her the next time that I see her. So I don't know if that technically counts as an unhaul, but when I loan a book out, I kind of just assume I'm not going to get it back, to be honest with you, which is fine. But I do think this is right up her alley, so I may end up doing that. I don't know if that would count as an unhaul, though. It's more of like share the love, spread the word. But yeah, so far, having a great time. I'm so sorry. I cannot stop looking at this cover. Like, I just think that it is one of the most beautiful covers that I've ever seen. And I also have a question if anyone knows. The sequel, War Widow, it says that it's supposed to be out this year in September, I believe. But now I checked out the author's Instagram and there's nothing about that. And then I checked HarperCollins and there's nothing about that on their website. Like, the book comes up and the cover is there, but it doesn't have like a narrator chosen. It says to be determined. It doesn't have a date on there. So I'm just curious if anyone knows anything about that, because I don't know if this is meant to be a duology or a trilogy or what. But either way, so far from what I've read, I would be interested in picking up the second book. So that's what I'm trying to figure out, because the irony is I am reading this while I'm also filming continuing series I'm in the middle of, episode 2. And now I'm starting another series. Honestly, I don't regret it. This is just who I am. So I'm going to continue on. If you were ever wondering what it looks like when I'm getting the reading done at night, this is it, baby. I have my little lamp thing, and then I got my hatch going with the good vibes. I turned it down for you guys so you could hear me. You're welcome, yeah. So I just finished Blood Scion, and let me check on my app. I use the Bookly app to log my sessions of reading, because I don't know, I care about that, I guess. It took me 5 hours and 3 minutes to read 415 pages. That's how long my copy was. I am struggling doing star reviews right now, and honestly, I might go back to, unless it's a 5-star, I'm not going to give it a star rating. I did that last year, and it made me less stressed about reading. I just thought of that because I had to put in a rating on the app, and I was like, I don't want to, though. I just want to talk about my feelings. Me all the time. What was I looking up, though? I couldn't tell you. Today I read 371 pages. So I did read the majority of the book today. I did that. This was so interesting. So first of all, I'm still shocked that this is this author's debut. It was written so good. And I think that even the pacing issues were so minimal, which in YA fantasy specifically, I tend to find pacing more of an issue. Actually, I feel like in a majority of fantasy, it's very easy to get caught up in a pacing issue. It doesn't matter the age demographic, but YA fantasy seems to have that to me the most. But it was not present here. There were parts where honestly it felt like it was going a little too fast, but it was because it was just so much action that I was like, I need a nap. So I would definitely say that I recommend it. The only thing is I don't know when the sequel is coming. So I don't know if I'd recommend it right now. Although, would that help the sequel get out? I don't know. Because I did see the sequel posted on a third-party website, in the sense of a Libro FM or an Audible. So I'm like, okay, but if they have it already posted, so it's a real thing, there's a cover, but there's just not a date and a narrator. So I'm like, and I only am seeing the audiobook. Interesting. I am correct, though. I am going to give this to my friend. So it's like an unhaul. Not really. It's like a pass along the book kind of situation. So I guess I'm unhauling it from my library, but I am keeping it in my friend group. And I think that she would really like it. But yeah, very action-packed, very fast-paced, very intense. I definitely recommend it. Hello, you guys. It has been a while. Let me take these off. We're getting serious. No, not really. I mean, it hasn't been a great time during the while, but I'm feeling better now. You can tell it's been a while because I cut all my hair off. Not a cry for help. It's summertime, so it's what was going to happen. I, though, need to decide what we're going to read next. So in this break that we've had, I created a jar because I do miss using a jar. And since we are going to be focusing on the books that are in here, I figured let's make a jar with these books in here. It'll be a good little time. Now, I was debating if I should read the books that I picked for my TBR this month right now, because we are nearing the end, friends. The month is almost over, and I have not read those 3. But, you know, we'll see if they come up. I do want a romance, so maybe what I'll do... I had started this one. I started The Front Runner. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not really loving it that much, but I also just don't care for the character that's in there. I like the vet character, but I don't care for the guy. So, whatever. I have heard A False Start is really good, though. And I want to start her other series. So, if I don't get a romance from here, maybe we will override and do one of those. I don't know. I make the rules. Who's going to stop me? But I'm also thinking if I pull something from here and I really am not feeling it, we may do some unhauling rapid fire like. So let's see. Oh, none of these colors mean anything. Yeah. Okay. Did I pick just one? Okay. Let's see what it says. It says Pineapple Street. Guess who's getting unhauled? Pineapple Street. Because I don't care. Sue me. Okay, next book. Are we just unhauling together? That's part of it. It is Read It or Unhaul It, and I'm not reading it, so I guess I'm unhauling it. Next book. The Towering Sky. This is the last book I have in a series. It's a YA dystopia, not dystopia, but sci-fi. It's been years since I read the last one. I don't care what happens. Oh, I'm unhauling it. What a way to come back. Hey guys. Finish that book. Guess what we're doing? Unhauling more. Oh god. I can't catch a break. No, I'm not reading Grey Vampire right now. So we will read... I guess I should continue on with this one then, right? Or should I just read the other one? I did buy this. I feel like I should read it because I bought it. But I don't know if I care about fake dating. We'll do it. We'll do it. I am currently on chapter 5. I am 43 pages in. This follows Mira and Stefan. And yeah. Does this make me picture Stefan from Vampire Diaries? Yeah, unfortunately. That is who comes to mind. It is. I'm also going to put Grey Vampire right back in here. And then not pull this color ever again. Because, listen. But okay, we have that. We have our book. I guess it's good. I've already started it. Might as well figure it out. And now we've unhauled 2 other books. So, I guess let's go plug in my headphones, grab those books, and put them in our unhaul pile of this video so far. I want y'all to see what we are working with right now. This is, when I film in front of these shelves, this is what this boy does every time. Oh, what a little cutie patootie. Okay, put the bookmark. Whoa. Locate where the bookmark goes. Put the bookmark there. We are talking because I finished The Front Runner. Yeah, I did. And I'm giving it 4 stars. So it will be staying in the villa. I really enjoyed this. Did I read this in an entire night? Yeah, I read this in like 3 hours. Which is kind of crazy to me. I think I went into... So if you don't know, The Gold Rush Ranch is the series that came before Chestnut Springs. And I think the first book is not good at all. And then I heard so many people saying the whole series is like that. Why are we spinning tales? The second book, a photo finish, phenomenal. This one, so good. Like, what are we talking about here? I loved this. And it makes me more excited. Well, I rearranged it. It's down there now. But to go read the next one. Because this was like such a good time. I don't know what we're talking about. So yeah, I loved it. Definitely would recommend. I say the series is really fun. This one in particular follows the vet who treats all the animals that we see in books 1 and 2. And she's like a friend in the books 1 and 2 follow the two brothers that own the ranch, each falling in love. And then the girls are friends, and then she's also one of their friends. And sorry, there's just chaos happening in the background. Please do ignore. But it is the guy who is like kind of seen as, he's like he owns his own ranch. He owns some racehorses. He's seen as kind of a standoff, rude guy because he is standoffish and rude. So, you know, but people view him as like just this awful person, and we obviously see that that's not true. And I even highlighted some quotes in here. I was like, oh my god, what is going on? But it was just, I really loved the whole thing of like, he just had this quote that was like, I've noticed here that people judge people based on like gossip, rumors, the nastiness, as Meredith Marks would say. But I like animals because they judge you based on your actions. And I was like, that is why I will always hang out with my dog, and my cats, and my tortoise, because that is so true. That is so true. I was just like, oh, wow, Stefan, preaching. So, this was great. I am going to be keeping it. She's cleared. Let's get another book. Well, I should probably put this book. Here. There you go. There you go, little buddy. You have earned your spot on my shelf. Whoa. Don't be shy now. Come forward. What the heck? Alright. Now that that is put up, let's get another one. I am balancing you very precariously right here. I am nervous about if that is a good idea or a bad idea, because I do not have the tripod edition put onto this. So it's feeling like bad idea. But that's okay. Okay. We are back. This is kind of just off kilter a little bit, and we're ignoring it all, right? Right. Ginger, don't start with me. Okay. Let's say I have 2 new books enter the villa. Where are they? Where are y'all? They're up here. One of them I want to read, but I don't know. Probably won't get that one. So here is the next book. Fear the Flames. This one is actually an ARC over there, but I do have the physical copy. Ginger is very kindly telling me that she sees it over here, even though she's looking at me all crazy like. So, because it is an art copy, this is kind of a guaranteed unhaul. I'm not going to keep it around because it's not like a really pretty edition or anything like that. I'll show you. Hello, I have that power. I am the cameraman. We're just gonna scooch on over here. Don't worry about that none. Aren't y'all glad this has a gimbal? Here it is. So it's just this plain, regular copy. So we will try it out. I have heard that it is... Ma'am, oh ma'am. I have heard that it is very good, but I don't actually know what it's about. I just know that there are dragons involved. As a child, Princess Eloane Atara was ripped away from her soul-bonded dragons and imprisoned by her father. Oh dear. Oh, she established a secret kingdom of her own. Here's the thing. I just read a really good fantasy romance. And my TBR for the next vlog I'm doing is all fantasy romance. Is this my best idea? No. I fear not. But I'm in a fantasy romance mood, so we're gonna do it. I'm not gonna use the skip. I'm just gonna go. Ma'am, let us go. Okay, so it's been a little bit of time since we last pulled this. It's the same day, but just a few hours since we pulled Fear the Flames. I actually realized I have the indie version on my Kindle. So I'm gonna read this one because more people said that they enjoyed this one. And I know that it was like 200 pages got cut from it. And the people that I have seen talk about it say that what got cut was what made it more slow burn and slow build in relationships and plot. And I'm like, that's what I love. So I'm gonna do that instead of reading the physical copy that I have, which sucks because I'm in the mood to read a physical book, but I'd rather actually enjoy the book than not. Although I don't really know if I'd be adding this to my book collection then at that point, because this is the copy that I want. Which then I'm also like, how different is the second book going to be? Because I know that that comes out this year. I think soon-ish, actually. So I don't know. But I'm excited to get into it. I know that I've read the first chapter already. Do I remember it? No, we'll just go from there though. I'm not gonna lie to you. We're just gonna swan dive in. Okay, you guys, I have cracked into Fear the Flames, and have I read enough to really give you a synopsis? No. I have read enough, however, to tell you I'm liking it. I don't know what is a spoiler and what is not, which is why I'm going to hold off for a little bit before I come back and tell you like a full-blown synopsis. This shirt is so weird. I like it, but I never know what she's trying to do. Anyways, the writing is fun. It's easy to read. It's already kind of reminding me a little bit of Spark of the Everflame, just not plot-wise or anything like that, just the type of romantasy that it is. It's not seemingly super plot world heavy right now, but I know that we have a princess who has escaped and fled her kingdom and is fleeing the king. And she is hanging about, planning something. What is she planning? Don't know. I think she's about to work with an enemy. But you know, the enemy of my enemy is my friend kind of thing. So that's what I have so far. But I wanted to come in and say that I am enjoying it before I get into it, because I do plan to do a lot of reading today. I've got the time, got the energy. I don't know what happened to me. I slept 8 hours last night, like a baby. I was out. So, first impressions, not bad. I am glad that I'm going with the indie version that I had purchased before it got switched. I don't know if you could still get this one on Kindle, but I had just already downloaded it, so it was still there. So, yeah. All that to say, good little time. I'm just in a romantasy mood, so I think that also is really helping. But I'm also in a very unhauly mood. I wanted to note that I am actually unhauling 2 other books, just because we're in the video, so might as well. And I've read them both. I'm unhauling The New Couple in 5B, not for any reason other than I don't really need to keep thrillers. I love to read them physically, but I just don't see a need to keep them in my house, because I'm not going to reread them 9 times out of 10. I think Riley Sager is one of the only people that I would reread a thriller of, because I just love them. And it's kind of, to me, his thrillers are like rewatching movies that are scary movies. It's just a comforting thing, and I always enjoy them. And then I'm also going to unhaul All of Us Villains. I don't know, depending on what y'all say in the comments, maybe I will go ahead and read the second book. I really, really liked this. I really enjoyed it when I read it, but I read it almost 2 years ago, and I've still yet to go pick up the next one, and I'm kind of like, girl, that's saying something. I feel like, why am I not going to do it? Although, to be fair, I have not really been a series completer. I've been a series reader, but not a series completer for quite some time. So now we're getting into being a series completer. And maybe that's why I'm feeling the need to do it. I don't know. But I am going to go and get my reading done. And then I will check in with y'all when I have more thoughts on this one. Hello, you guys. I am here with kind of allergies, I guess. It is 7:17 in the morning. I'm trying to retrain my body to wake up at 6 a.m. and go to bed at like 9 because we are manifesting things for the fall, okay? And I have my mango liquid IV and I have my DNF. Ugh, I hate to say this, but I don't like this writing. And okay, so if the plot is slow, fine. The characters developing slow, fine. The characters don't bother me in here, although it does feel like we were just dropped in and she said, y'all figure out the world. Build your own. But I can get past that because I got an imagination. It's okay. I can't get past bad writing. And that is also to say, it's not necessarily bad writing because writing is subjective. I really don't put it into good or bad. It's just whether it's to my taste or not. And this is not to my taste. I don't know what it is. I think it is. I'm growing more and more frustrated with media in general actually lately because it doesn't trust the audience to think or to make connections or anything. It's like in books, I've seen it, in TV shows and movies, my partner and I have noticed it. Like, it is just more and more. The most recent one was in Mission Impossible with all the flashbacks. Like, as a fan of the franchise, I liked the flashbacks, but it was to the point where it was the same flashback multiple times. I'm like, girl, we get it. So with this one, there was some of that as well of like, what was it that was happening? They kept calling each other like little nicknames, Angel and Soldier. I can get behind nicknames, okay? I don't hate that. I actually really like that because, you know, it always leads up to the thing where they never call each other by each other's actual name, and then when they're in peril, they call her. Yeah, we love that scene. However, they kept saying like, she would say soldier, and then the next sentence would be like, she used the nickname again. I know, girl. I just read it. Like, and the first time you used it and referenced that it was a nickname you were giving was up here. Like, you didn't have to. His name isn't Soldier. That S isn't capitalized. I understand what a proper noun is and is not. Like, and I don't know. This is probably just a nitpick for me, but I'm gonna nitpick because I only have so much life to live, and it won't be spent reading books that I feel like are not for me. And this, unfortunately, the whole plot is a heist. Hello, that is my bread and butter. Six of Crows, where are you? Like, I love that in a book. So it's gonna be this princess who's in hiding, teaming up with her father's like biggest enemy, who's the commander of this big scary legion of soldiers. And they're gonna team up to do a heist to rescue all of her bonded dragons. Hello? Absolutely, and then overthrow the kingdom probably. That sounds phenomenal. But there's something about writing that's like, hey, ding dong, did you get my little hee-hee? I did, and it's gone. So, there's that. I don't know why I'm feeling so spicy at 7:21, but I am. Ooh. Okay. Maybe that's the one I'll pick. There's one that's historical fiction, and I want to open it and see what it is, because I kind of want to cry, which I want to read The Nightingale, but I don't know. But yeah, this is the historical fiction one. Okay. This is not The Nightingale, but it's like semi-close, because I bought it at the same time as I bought The Nightingale. This is the one we have, All the Light We Cannot See. I am down. I'm in a historical fiction mood, maybe because we're living in a historical fiction time, like it's crazy. But I want to read it. But let's see what this one that fell out. Okay, so actually, funny story about that one. I'm gonna not read that. I actually think I'm gonna unhaul that because I don't need it. I don't need to have it. I don't need to have it. And I am going to the bookstore today with one of my bestie boos. Shout out, girl, if you're watching. And we're going to get Atmosphere, and we're gonna get, well, I'm gonna get the next book in the Crawler Carl series. So I actually need to unhaul one more book. I'm gonna save the genre-based ones though. Let's see if I can make y'all see this first before me. Can you see that? What does it say? Am I gonna hate it? Oh! Do you believe in life after love? I'm saying that about a book I'm gonna cry at. So are my next 2 reads gonna be All the Light We Cannot See and The Nightingale? I'm gonna post this on Instagram and I'm immediately gonna get multiple DMs like, girl, are you good? No, and I've never pretended to be. Okay, so let's put those there. Also, sidebar, while I'm filming this is the TBR for the month. Like, y'all aren't gonna see me online for a long time because I can't afford to be. I have to read. So let's go pick them up from my little TBR shelf right over yonder, which is perfect because it clears off just enough space to fit Dungeon Crawler 3 and Atmosphere, which I think I'm gonna end up reading Atmosphere for a new release blog. I feel like that would be good. I was thinking about reading it in here, but I don't think I'm gonna unhaul it, so it kind of feels a little silly to do that. I think the fun of this is to see like books being unhauled and why they're unhauled. And like for me, honestly, we could probably go through this whole thing and I could find about 10 more books I want to unhaul, because when I'm faced with the certainty I have to read it, I'm like, you know what, actually, no. And who's gonna make me? Who's gonna check me, boo? Okay, I'm struggling to get up. We're gonna do some of this action. How about that? How about that? Let me introduce you to my shelves. You've already seen them. Alrighty, so we need to get rid of this one. I kind of want to read this Paradise Problem soon. I need to really take advantage of it being summer and me not being depresso espresso during it and read it while I still can. But here we go. Here's the thing. If someone in the comments is like, oh my god, no, Olivia, you would really like this because I love a witchy romance for fall time, I will just get this from my library. But I'm like, I don't really need it. You know what I mean? And here we have the 2 that I really want to read, which is very exciting. Para me. Okay. There's those 2. Stacy. Oh my god, girl, how are you doing? Let's move the maid down here. We're slowly but surely getting through these stacks, you guys. Okay, so this used to be stacked all the way up and have books here. This was stacked all the way up with some behind it. There's no more behind it. And then that used to be completely full and stacked all the way up, and it's not anymore. So we are slowly but surely making our way, and I'm very happy with this. But I now have The Nightingale and All the Light We Cannot See. So let's embrace the historical fiction, I suppose. Hello, people. I am now 110 pages into this guy. And this is such a weird experience for me. I don't think I've ever read a Kristen Hanna. So this is my first, which I kind of always wanted to start with this one. I started out The Women, and I was like, okay, sure. But then the library hold needed to go back, so I obviously gave it back. What was I gonna do? Not. And this one is where we're at. I like this writing a lot. It is so cut and dry and very just like, this is what's happening. Yet somehow it feels very vivid and very emotionally packed and very layered all at once. I think something that I love about historical fiction, because that's the main thing of, well, fiction in general, I would say like lit fic, but I really like historical fiction just because it's like a setting change. But with literary fiction, I find they really love to put every character in the gray, because that's what life is. Like, nobody exists in a black or white sphere, as much as that's like what humans want. it's not reality. It's not an actual concept that's going to happen, because nothing is that way. And I just think it's so interesting. Specifically what I'm talking about in here is the two sisters' reaction to everything going on. So we're following two sisters who live in France as it is being occupied by Nazi Germany in 1940, I think it said. It starts in 1939, and now we're in 1940, and the occupation has happened. They live outside of Paris, but not super far, and it's just showcasing how the older sister, who has a daughter, and her husband went off to fight in the war, and then the younger sister, how they handle this situation. The older one is very much like, doesn't want to acknowledge it's going on, doesn't want to even hear the word war at the beginning, and just wants to like shelter herself and her daughter from reality. Whereas the younger sister is like, well, there's no point in pretending. Like, we might as well just get into it. And like, let's get into it. Like, she wants to go punch someone. And honestly, I get it. I get it. But I think what's interesting is, this author, sometimes when authors write things where there's like two reactions to the same situation, you can tell which way they lean. This author's not doing that. It feels very objective. It feels very much like these are the two options that I think a lot of people would struggle between. And I understand the older sister wanting to shelter her daughter and wanting to really prioritize that. But then I also understand the younger sister's like hunger to make change and do something and do a tangible act versus such passive. And I really like that. I really like when a book challenges me to not be like, this person's right, this person's wrong. Like, no, just sit with it. Look at all of it. Look at the context of all of it. And I think also it's very easy to say what we would do in these kind of things, you know? But here we have our two characters, we're seeing what they are doing, and instead of making judgment on it, I feel like we're meant to observe it and see what happens and what is motivating them. And also I think it shows how people can react so differently to the same thing. It also, like, in a way less historical based intense thing, it just kind of is like when people will read the same book and have completely different experiences, and it could be for a myriad of reasons, but at the end of the day, it's just they had such a different experience. I think it's kind of like that, and I find those things interesting. I also find I'm finding that I really like books that are not cut and dry, books that make you really sit and think about things, including books with like open endings and that kind of thing. Death of the Author is another one that made me really think, and I was just like, I have not stopped thinking about that book. So good. It's not like this, but still very good. Would recommend. But yeah, I'm doing the sprints on Patreon right now, and I'm gonna keep reading this for the night. But I can tell you what, this reading is so easy to fly through. I think how big it is, it's like almost 600 pages, and then just it being historical fiction, I've always been so very intimidated by the genre and then also size of this book. But I'm finding it's actually very, very easy to fly through this. The writing style is very addictive. I'm just so intrigued with what's going to happen. Like, I already am invested in these characters. Only 110 pages in, so it's all markers for a good thing. And I've been warned to have tissues nearby, which I do fear that, so we'll see. I also know that it is a major motion picture according to the cover, so maybe I'll watch it after. I'm not really sure, but yeah, I think this may be the beginning of me and Kristen just besties. Definitely let me know what other books by her you would recommend reading, because I've seen them around, but now I'm like, maybe I'm a historical girl, maybe I am. Maybe that's something I need. I've always tried historical romance, and I've never really gotten into it. Maybe I need to get into, like, what do they call them? The Rippers or something? I always think of Jack when I hear that. Maybe I need to get into those. that niche genre of the genre. But historical fiction, maybe this is gonna be the time for me. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. But I do love that the running theme through here is also love. I like that and what that shows up as and how that looks for people and how it differs. I like it. I like it a lot. Love, resistance, hope, fear. It's good. I'm liking this. I'm just upset. I'm just upset. Everything sucks. What a time for me to decide I wanted to read this, truly. I'm just upset. That's it. Just upset. I'm gonna tell you right now, I know that we picked the next book. We didn't pick the next book, okay? No. I can't read 2 books like this back to back right now because my blood pressure, I've already been alerted twice on my Apple Watch of like, hey, take a breath. I'm just upset. And to think there are people that still think this way. So I'm using the word upset because I am angry and I am sad and I am scared and I am also angry. Like, I am upset. Guess I'm gonna keep reading. Just keep going. But okay. Hello, you guys. I am sitting outside listening to the calming ambiance of construction work. And in this ear, Annabeth eating. But I got to almost 300 pages into The Nightingale yesterday, and I don't have a lot to say, because I'm just so deeply upset and intrigued with this book. But I can't help but making connections, and I just don't know how you wouldn't, I guess. But yeah, that's what I'm up to. I'm just reading, and I'm upset, and I'm waiting for it to get worse. I definitely have a lot of feelings about both sisters and their situations. I just feel for them. I just it's all just bad. But the book is great. This has made a Kristen Hanna fan out of me, so I will be reading more of her books. I really like reading this paperback. I guess in my getting up there in years, I'm getting up there in the paperback game. I'm just really starting to like reading paperbacks, which I never used to. I love a hardcover, but if it's not like a special edition at this point, I kind of don't care about it being hardcover. I'd prefer paperback because it's a better reading experience for me. But yeah, I feel like I will just be repeating the same thing over and over again. So I will come to you when I am boo-hooing at this book and not outside where it's loud. Hello. I'm back, clocking in, about to finish this. I've got my mango liquid IV for emotional support. That's a little disheveled. It's not, yeah, I'm on page 430. I'm just, again, I don't really cry when I'm angry anymore. I just get really quiet. I'm just kind of like, oh. So I am sad, and I'm crying at the parts where I'm sad. I'm not gonna film that forever. But the majority of this book, I'm just like, no, oh, okay. So that's my review. Okay. I have to not do all the light we cannot see after this one. Yeah, no. Not right after this one. We can draw again. I'm probably gonna be about an hour. Not that time is the same for you guys in this video, but give me an hour and then we will go draw our next. And I am excited to see which one I grab. Hopefully it's something light. I'm looking at all the books on that shelf and I don't think it could get worse, but we could make lateral moves. Okay, so I did update you right after I finished The Nightingale. I was not presentable. I finished it now about 30-ish minutes, hour ago. Yeah, I cried. Yeah, we knew that was gonna happen. 5 stars. We'll be keeping it. I loved it. Kristen Hanna has a fan out of me. Now, I have made an executive decision that I'm going to read the Dungeon Anarchist Cookbook, which is the 3rd book in the Dungeon Crawler Carl series. I'm gonna read that for joy, but I did pull another thing out of the TBR jar, or the jar, y'all, and I got the Amalfi Curse. And I love this author. I feel like this was the jar giving me a break, and then this is me forcing the break. So I'll be reading both of them. I probably won't update about this because I've just been really loving the series, so I don't know. But this one is going to be what we read together, and I hope that I like it. It's the Barnes exclusive edition. I got it when it first came out. It has those edges. The book I haven't read is The Lost Apothecary. The one I read by her was The London Seance Society, and I really, really loved it. So I'm excited to read this. This is a historical... Is that a recipe at the back? There's recipes. Limoncello spritz. Italian ricotta cookies. Hold on. Oh, these pages are so soft. Yeah, this is only like 320 pages. It's a short little historical book, and I'm excited. It's got mystery, romance, and the untamed magic of the sea. Sounds good to me. I'll see you when I see you. Yep. Hey, ignore the hair. We're going through things. Just kidding, I just woke up literally 2 minutes ago. I am switching my read with another one that I pulled. Let me go grab it, actually. Why was I not prepared? I don't know. So I'm making up a new rule for the reader Unhaul It, because I'm gonna try to unhaul more books if I pull them and I'm just like, never been interested, never was interested, never gonna read it kind of thing. I mean, obviously I was interested if I own it, but I am not interested in reading this right now. I like this author and this premise too much though to unhaul this. So I'm not going to. I'm going to put it back on my shelf. I just am not in the mood. And this is such a summery book to me. It feels kind of summery. It also feels a little bit fall. I just feel like August. August would be a good time to read this because that's the hottest time here. Right now it's currently so rainy all the time. It's just not giving the vibes. I would like to read this then. I'm going to do that. So I took 2 of the books that I previously said that I was going to unhaul, and we're going to see which one I want to read. I have Pineapple Street, which is about a bunch of rich people. I do like that, and I did start this one time at brunch. So I think I may go on with this one, but now I'm also kind of interested in What the Hex. So I think in order to get out of reading this one without unhauling it, I'm going to read these. I don't know if I'll read both of them, but I'm going to take both of them over here so that we can consider them, maybe try a chapter of each. And that's the new plan. So thank you for joining me on this PSA. Or if you are my bestie, public announcement service, you know, whichever one you fancy.
Hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. Oh, the good times just begun. We know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright.